Yes.
Okay, so it's been started now. So most of the people who are attending today's session must be expats. So I am Bigal for Vanakkam Germany. Welcome you all to today's live session with the investors in Germany. So I think in the recent Corona lockdown, many people had more time and also had started to look into various investment options in Germany. And one among them must be something with investment in stocks, ETF, or buying cryptocurrencies, commodities, and other stuffs. And also, I assume most of the people would be aware about Vanakkam Germany YouTube channel. I hope so. And looking to our today's agenda, we'll just give a short intro about Vanakkam Germany, what is the motto behind our channel, and why we are conducting this particular event, and also a small intro about our guest speakers today, and basics on stocks and ETFs for the totally complete beginners, and what are the available brokers available where one can buy stocks or ETFs, and what is the maximum tax a person must pay, and also the trading in the US market, cryptocurrencies, commodities, and also we have a separate Q&A session. You can just shoot your questions, whatever it comes in your mind. So with our expert knowledge, we can share it to you people. So a little about our channel actually. So we are one of the channel who just try to focus giving all the information in English, all about Germany, one channel for all the expats, rules and regulations, German taxes, investment, insurances, and all the things. So if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please also have a look into our YouTube page. You will be finding more multiple videos on various topics for you people. So before starting it, also we have some interactive things. I want to know first of all, what is the reason for you people to join today's session? So I'm just starting a kind of survey here. I hope you will be getting it soon now. This is just to check out what is the motive behind you people for joining today's session. Just to gain knowledge or explore investment options or just to form networking actually. Also, parallelly, we would also like to say that this is just a personal session. Vanakkam Germany team and also all the guest speakers who will going to talk about today's investment options are not an experts here. We don't take any kind of liability provided in this session. Information are solely based on a personal experience. And little about me, I will be the moderator of today's event. And I personally living in Germany for more than 11 years and I have experience in trading for the past 5 years. And also we have two other guest speakers, Abhishekh Thakur. I think most of the people would have seen all his videos explaining about the technical analysis of all the stocks coming in the market. And also Steve Khanna, who will be talking more about the commodities and also the cryptocurrency exchanges for you people. So if you're very new into the trading thing, if you've never seen what is trading and how the stock market works and other things, we already have made multiple videos in our YouTube channel. Also check it out in our playlist. We have a separate playlist which explains all about the trading in Germany. Starting from a depot, what is a depot, what is a stock market, what is an ETF, and how to start a savings plan in Germany. Also, most importantly, anything in Germany will be having a taxes. So also we have covered also aspects on the taxes on stocks and taxes on ETF. So why we always look into the option of starting a saving or investing here? So interest rates in Germany for the saving amount are very, very low. If you want to get more out of your saved amount, then you have to look for alternative options to start investing in Germany. All this year, I personally was also in the mindset that saving is the only best option for the future. But later we understood, I and my wife understood that saving is not sufficient. Rather, we also need to have an investment in a regular intervals. So for example, if you save 1,000 euros last year, after 5 years, the value of this 1,000 euros won't be the same due to the rising inflation because it would have been worth of only around 900 euros or whatsoever it is. That's the reason why we must also have something. Also, I have to check out what is the investment goal. Each one will have some kind of investment goal. I personally started do investment just to buy a house in Germany or else in India. and parallelly also have some kind of other plans which we would like to use it in a long old age actually. Let's say during my retirement, which I would get like to get regular income to thing. That is my personal goal why I started with this thing. So that's why we also want to check out what are your goals to start with kind of investment. If it's just for short term or for a long term. I could say many people say that it's for a short term. Okay, maybe I can explain the reason why short term may not be the right choice and what is a good choice for the alternative things. So let's start with the very basic things of the what is a stock thing. Because you would have heard many keywords in the past explaining what is stocks and ETFs, and also a little confused. ETFs are very totally new for some people actually. Basically, for beginners, I'll say in a very layman's term, stocks represent the ownership in a publicly traded company. When you're particularly buying a stock, you also become a part of the owner in this company. For example, if the company has more than 10,000 stocks or 1 lakh stocks of it, and you buy 1,000 stocks of it, it means then you're being a partner in this particular company. Then you'll be having a 1% of ownership in this particular company. And also based on the type of stock what you purchase, you will also have some rights to vote, also do something, you have the shareholder voting rights. And coming to ETF, this is also based similar to kind of stocks. It's a collection of stocks from multiple companies which diversifies your risk. One favorite thing is everyone would have heard something about the MSCI Gold ETF, which is diversified over 1,600 companies. Also, they have the stocks spread over 23 developed countries. With ETF, one can easily invest in an entire market, even with a small budget. For private investors who are totally very new, who doesn't know what is stock or what are the risks which is involved in this kind of investment, you can go with the option of this ETF because ETFs are the most cost-effective method of diversified investment in the capital market. One thing I would like to emphasize one particular point, stocks or ETF or any kind of investment will have always kind of risk. So please keep this particular thing always in mind before you start with investment actually. So how to do trading? I mean, this is a very simple question. I think most of the people will be knowing the answer out of it. If you want to do trading, you need to have a separate account. It's normally we all people who are working here in Germany or as a student who comes to Germany will be having a Giro Konto. With this Giro Konto, it's not always possible to do the trading thing. You have to open a separate account for this. It's called as depot account, which is similar to a bank account. Starting to trading is a very simple thing. You have only 3 simple steps. You have to just find the right broker. I'll be coming to the topic, what are the available brokers in a few minutes. But find a right broker which is optimal for your personal thing, which gives the most good benefits for you. Do the basic registration and then go and do the post identification. Normally, the people have many questions with respect to post identification. Not every Indian passports are not accepted for the video identification, which is an option additional to the post identification. For this, once you do the registration, you'll be receiving a short email which explains the steps to be done for the completing the registration process. Just visit your nearest post office, show them the ID number, whatever you receive via the mail, and do the post identification. And then your account will be open after 1 week because this document must also be sent by the post office people to the concerned banks where you will be holding a depot account. Once they verify your thing, look into your unmelded stating all the other possible options, then your account will be open successfully. Afterwards, you can start putting your account here, money inside, then you can start trading this. This is a very easy, simple process for starting a trading account here in Germany. Coming to the savings plan, this is completely new for me because in the past there was not any proper savings plan here. We would have heard something called the mutual funds, which is similar. There is a kind of portfolio manager who will be there, who will be managing all the money, whatever we put into the portfolio, and then he'll be taking care of all the stocks, what and where you would like to invest it. But I would like to emphasize a little more about the savings plan. For people who have very less idea about purchasing stocks in stock market at the right time, and they don't want to take a huge risk by purchasing the whole stock at a higher price. For these people, they can also start with the savings plan. Let's say that you have you're interested to purchase some kind of particular stock which is trading at a very higher price of 3,000 euros. Let's say take an example of Amazon stock. But you can't invest a complete 3,000 euros, but rather you would like to invest in a shorter amounts. So in this kind of option is something called savings plan. Let's say that I would like to invest only 50 euros or 100 euros per month, and I don't want to take the complete risk in investing the complete stock, buying this particular stock. there are high possibilities the stocks can completely go down. For example, when you take a scenario like a Wirecard, which was trading at 180 euros, and all of a sudden, within a short span of time, within 3 to 4 days, it just became to 2 euros. It could happen anything. But when you also invest stocks in a very short, smaller amounts, the risk is always going to be very less here. So the most of the people are interested in purchasing stocks. And the big problem in the stock market is the right time to start. He doesn't know when is the right time to start. And no one can predict whether the prices will rise or fall or rise again. So there is a great risk of buying your shares very early. If you have an option of purchasing the stock at regular intervals, then this risk will be totally nullified because you are averaging your complete returns over here. And similar to stocks, one can also start kind of savings plan in terms of also ETF. As I said, for beginners, ETF would be one good choice for it. And with help of the ETFs, you can also buy in multiple different markets, like only on the technology sectors or only in IT sectors or any sectors. You can just narrow your investment options here. I'll just show you for the people who have been voted earlier saying that they would like to just invest for a short-term things. Assume that you are starting with some kind of investment plan here. Monthly 50 euros which you're going to invest it for the next 10 years, your total amount of investment would be 6,000 euros. And the return of investment, what you get in this 10 years of time, assuming that 5% growth in your return of investment, you'll be just getting 1,796 euros as return on the total amount whatever you invested. But if you're looking for the same kind of option, but if you're going to invest for a very long term, let's say that 20 or 30 years, your return of investment will be very high. This is something called as compound interest effect. The same numbers, there is no difference, but I'm just keeping it for the 30 years of time. The total invested amount is 18,000 euros, but the return what you get over here is 23,786 euros. I just used some kind of calculator called ETF Spark Plan Rational, which is in the website called justetf.com. Over there, you can just enter all the data. If you're going to purchase any kind of ETF, just mention what is the price you pay, what is the thing, total expense ratio, and what are the fees which you will be paying for it. All these things you can just mention, and this calculator will give you a very short overview. Then you can see whether, okay, I'm good enough. I think this amount will be more sufficient for my long-term goal. So this way you can also think whether you need to go for a short-term or as a long-term, or else you can also increase your monthly investment plans actually. So this is just a small guidance for you people to look into the option, what is the thing for a short-term or long-term investment. So I hope till now you people are able to follow it up, or I'm a little fast, you can also say to me. Guys can just someone message me, or you guys able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I was wondering whether I'm the one talking alone. Okay. Good. Okay, perfect. Then let's have a short overview of the available brokers in the market. There are multiple brokers available. I personally, I'm not recommending any particular broker here, but I'm just sharing my personal thing where I personally opened an account. So I have trading accounts in Convalid, Trade Republic, Scalable Capital, and Flatex. And Smart Broker is completely new for me, but I'm trying to experiment it in the coming days actually. So I'll just give a short comparison thing between the fees for opening a trading account and also the cost comparison for buying and selling each of the stocks and ETFs over here. So anything when you opening any kind of depot account in Germany, you have to check it from some particular document called Price Leistungsverzeichnis, which explains what is the fees involved in managing a depot account in Germany. It may look very attractive for you people when you just go online, say there's €0, completely €0, but don't blindly just see that, okay, just €0. You have to look into the document very exactly under what conditions a broker says it is completely zero. So I just made a short summary here. You can look it over here. The Trade Republic don't have any kind of fees, and people who are holding an Indian passport cannot open an account in Trade Republic. I'm saying before in hand, so you don't have to think about it. And next possible options are with Scalable Capital. Under Scalable Capital, they have three different schemes. One is a free broker, and another thing is a prime, and also another thing is a flex broker. Free broker, it's completely free, and you can also have you can also start with one free savings plan. And if you're going to purchase any other additional savings plan, then you need to pay 99 cents in the free broker. Whereas in prime broker, the total yearly fees is something around 35 euros 88 cents, in which you can buy n number of stock savings plan or ETF savings plan, or else even you can also buy the stocks, n number of stocks without paying even any single penny. But you pay a flat fees of 3 euro 99 cents, 2 euro 99 cents per month, which comes to 35 euros 88 cents for the whole year. And you cannot cancel in between. This runs for the complete year. Whereas in Flex Broker, you pay a monthly fees of 4 euro 99 cents. This has similar to the Prime Broker, but you can cancel the scheme at any point of time. You can cancel even after 1 month or 2 months.
I just have a question. What is this
Yes.
399 euros Zetra? Is there any charge when we use Scalable and buy a stock on Zetra?
Yes, I'll be coming for this thing. I'll finish with the depot fees and then come to the buying for the stocks and thing. So that will be helpful for you to orient it. I'm just focusing on the left part of the thing, the depot fees at the moment now. Okay. The smart broker is something more interesting. They offer a free broker, which is completely €0, but you have to pay a negative interest rate, which means that when you just hold your account, hold your money in the depot account, you need to pay 0.5 negative interest rate, which is not more lucrative. But the reason why I'm choosing smart broker, some people were saying that you find some kind of particular stocks which you don't find in any other market, because smart broker can also be traded in multiple different exchanges apart from the German stock exchanges. And Comdirect is a very good thing. It's similar to a Giro Konto. It's something called as direct bank. The direct bank means they don't only offer the depot account, rather they also offer a normal Giro Konto where you can put your salary account over here, start any kind of CFTs, derivatives, purchase all kind of options available in Comdirect. I have put a star mark over there. The reason over here is for the first 1 year, it is completely €0. Starting from next year, you have to pay a fees. Provided if you don't want to pay any more fees for the Comdirect, you need to have at least purchase any one stock, two stocks in each quarter, or else you need to have at least minimum a monthly savings plan. If you avail this particular thing, then the Comdirect offers is completely free of cost. You don't need to pay any kind of fees for the Comdirect. And in Flatex, it is not completely free, but you need to pay 0.1 percentage on the total amount of depot volume, whatever you have in your account. And also, again, you need to have the negative interest rate if you have some funds left in the depot account. So you can think it which depot is completely free of cost for you and which is the optimal thing for you. The thing, whatever I spoke now, is completely only for the having a depot account, nothing else. It's similar to some banks, Giro Konto also, they say that Deutsche Bank charges some €3 or Sparkasse charges €5 per month just for having a normal salary account. Similarly, for holding a depot account, you can choose whichever thing is optimal for you people. So I hope that with depot fees, it's more clear for you guys now. I seem to be, yes. Okay. So coming to the most important thing, if you want to purchase or sell any kind of stocks term, then let's look into pricing. In Trade Republic, anything you buy or sell, you pay a maximum €1. Egal if you're buying 10,000 euros worth of stocks or 20,000 euros worth of stocks and single choice, you pay just €1. There are no fees kind of thing. In Scalable Capital, in Free Broker, I think it's strong completely. You can, if you're going to purchase any kind of single stock to there, you need to pay 99 cents. It's strong, sorry for that. And if you're going to buy stocks in any kind of particular exchanges, Zetra is something called as online, it's an electronic exchange, because in Germany there are more than 7 exchanges: Frankfurt, Munich, Berlin, Düsseldorf, Hanover, and 2 more, I forgot the name. Those are different exchanges. And there are also some electronic exchanges like GetX, TradeGate, etc. All those are electronic exchanges. The scalable capital can be purchased in GetX and also in Zetra. If you want to purchase a stock in GetX, then you can choose the option free, prime, or flex, and accordingly you'll be paying no fees, or you'll be paying €1 for every purchase or selling. But if you want plan to purchase any kind of stock in Zetra, then you need to pay €3.99, and also you need to pay additional fees for the Börsen debut because you are purchasing through their platform. This will be an additional fees. On an average, it may come to around €5 to €6. You have to decide whether you want to buy in Zetra or else in GetX, because in Zetra the buying and selling price will be very narrow, so you don't need to pay a very huge amount. Whereas in GetX, there will be a spread will be very higher. The purchaser will be selling it for the higher price and the seller will be buying it for the higher buying price. So the thing will be a little bit deviating over there. And also here, and coming to the monthly prime broker plan, €2.99, and also the flex broker. If you use any of this thing, you can purchase only in the GetX platform and completely free. You won't be paying even any single penny for every purchase or selling. In smart broker, depending on the type of exchange value you want to buy it, if you're buying or selling it from the GetX, you'll be paying only €0. And if you're buying from any other exchanges, and if the limit is less than €500 for each of the purchases, then you'll be paying €4. I forgot to add one more point in the scalable capital. The minimum order amount is €250. If you're just planning to buy only for €100, it is not possible to buy in scalable capital. That I feel to be a very big disadvantages for the people who are just small investors. Anyone who want to buy in scalable capital must be minimum spending €250 to buy any kind of stock over here. And coming to Comdirect over here, for the first 1 year, for any kind of purchases you buy, you will be paying only €3.90. Most importantly, you look into the conditions, they'll be mentioned only for the first year. From the second year, you need to pay €9.90. Additional to this, one must also pay the Biosen GPU, which will be around €2 for every kind of purchasing and sell. On average, you'll be paying around 11 to 13 euros, depends on the type of exchanges. If you also buy more than 10,000 euros worth of stocks, then again you need to pay 0.25% on the total volume. In the past, I was using Comdirect because I did not have any of the brokers like Trade Republic and Scalable Capital, because these two are completely new brokers, whereas Comdirect is something like a direct bank. So they need to earn money through this other medium, so that's why the fees is little higher compared to the other brokers. And coming to the FlatEx over here, for the first 6 months, currently they have a running offer over there, which is completely €0. And after 6 months, it's going to be paying €5.90 for anything. If you just want to have a short comparison between the available brokers over here, what are the available brokers? I just shared a particular link in the chat window. You can also just have a review what are the available brokers, how much fees you will be paying if you want to buy a particular stock. Let's say that you want to invest €1,000 in buying a particular stock, how much fees you'll be paying. You can check it out here. And if you also want to open any kind of a depot account in Germany, you can also check it out in the same comparison link, and you can also open over there. Any questions on this particular depot fees of buying and selling stocks in Germany?
Hi, I have a question. I recently opened my depot account, and yesterday I was just playing with it so that I get a feel. And when I clicked on a particular ETF, then came these three options: direct buy through Zetra and Munich. So what is exactly the difference? You also told there are different fees that we have to pay, but what's the difference? Me as a buyer, as a beginner, what shall I consider to decide if I buy through direct option or Zetra or Munich?
The Zetra would be the one recommendable thing because it's an electronic exchange and things also goes very faster over there. I personally have not bought any other, used any other exchange apart from GetX and TradeGate and Zetra actually. I personally feel Zetra is always a good recommendable thing. I assume you're talking about a scalable capital broker, right?
No, I don't know. I felt a little scared because all these are online brokers. I opened my depot by Inkdeba.
Okay, I personally have no idea with Inkdeba thing, but I don't know what is something called a direct bank over there for Inkdeba. Inkdeba is also similar to Comdirect because Inkdeba not only offers a depot account, rather they also have a normal savings account. Then there will be some additional. I think it must be similar to the Comdirect concept actually.
Yeah, it's like a normal broker, but I felt that it's little safer as the apps because the other brokers that you discussed, they are, I think, through apps. I can also.
No, the reason why I'll say a better reason for you. The reason why Trade Republic and Scalable Capital are coming new, there's something called as neo brokers. They are not like a normal broker. Even Smart Broker is a neo broker. They focus only on the trading. Don't think that, okay, maybe ING DIBA, Comdirect, since they are very long time, they will be more trustworthy or something. In my personal opinion, they focus only on this trading thing. So they are making to enhance with more features. Anything can be done over handy. They don't need to do anything like visiting any kind of a bank thing and do all the kind of stuff. If you open a commerce bank something account, then you need to visit your bank personally and need to activate any kind of thing. For all these things, new brokers don't have this option. That's a very good thing, what I feel.
Okay, that means the online brokers, they are as safe as the from the banks that we know.
Exactly, because everything, whatever you're using, the things what I'm comparing today is only from the German broker perspective. Regarding the US broker, Abhishek and the other guys will be, Abhishek and Steve will be talking a little more about the other opinion, because I personally have not gone outside this thing. The reason is, for me, the taxes and all the benefits is more easily. Everything will be done by the bank directly. I don't have any headache to just go and do the tax filing on my own. But I'll come to that point anyway in the next section actually. Maybe for more detailed questions, shall we put it up in the end actually? So then we can cover up the most important points so other people can have a look into it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good then. So coming to the capital gains tax, I think anyone who earn even a single penny in Germany must declare to the Finanzamt and also need to pay a tax out of it. For this particular reason, there is something called as Freistellungsauftrag. When you open a depot account, you can inform in your bank saying that I want to set up a Freistellungsauftrag, which means that tax-free limit. For singles, any profits, any realized profits, 801 euros per year is completely tax-free. And for the married people, it's 1602 euros. Even though you sell or not sell, there is no tax will be deducted. Only when you sell, only when you realize the profits, this amount the tax will be debited from this particular amount. So you have to make sure. Assume that you're buying a stock today at 500 euros. After end of the 1 year, it becomes 1,500 euros. Here over there, something is 1,000 euros is the profit, but you have not sold this in the market today. So it's not a realized profit. It will be carried over the next year. So next year, if you plan to sell it for that particular year, for 2021, you have a maximum limit of either 801 euros or else 1,602 euros. You have to think which is the optimal way. One thing what I would recommend for you people is you can sell this particular stock on the last day of the December and then rebuy it on the same day so that you realize this particular profit and you're not losing this particular thing. If you don't sell it, you're losing this option of 1,602 euros, what you could have really realized over it. That would be my personal opinion, but I'm just giving a very short overview what is the maximum limit a person can get a tax-free over here for the year.
I have a short question. This we need to inform to the bank or when we are filling a tax returns?
When you have a German broker thing, when you
Yeah.
mention it, you can tell them that up to 802 euros, please don't debit any kind of tax. You
Sorry,
can
once
your
again,
bank,
please.
I can, okay, I think someone was not muted it. You can mention it to your bank account, say that Comdirect or Scalable Capital for this particular year, up to 801 years, please don't debit any kind of taxes. It means that when you sell it, automatically they won't pay any taxes, but they will parallelly also inform the finance and this person has sold this particular stock and he earned this much money and no tax will be debited. If the limit is exceeding more than 801 euros or 1602 euros, then there will be a tax of 26.575% will be debited. And this amount will be automatically given to the financer. You don't need to do anything.
Yeah, okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay. But anyway, on more details of the taxes thing, we can also do it at the end of the thing because I have some more points which I will also share it to you people. So that's it for the things. I just spoke only about the German brokers thing. And if you also plan to open any kind of a depot account over here, we also provide a link over here. If you could also open, that will be thankful for our Vanakkam Germany team, through which we earn money through the affiliate marketing. If it works out, it's good. And you can also support our YouTube channel in this way. Now I give over to Abhishek, who will be explaining about different stock marketing from the US perspective and about this particular patrons group.
Hey everyone, this is Abhishek. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, Abhishek.
Thank you, Balaji. First of all, thanks, Balaji, for arranging this session. And yeah, I see that many people who joined already know me because they are from our patrons family, as I can see some of the names. So yeah, guys, so we are talking about stock market, just a brief overview about what I do and what we are dealing with here. And so we have a community where we are discussing about the stock market, about different stocks, which can really be helpful for everyone else. So as we know that there are different kinds of stocks, penny stocks, which let's say have a market cap or evaluation of less than $500 million or euros. And then we have growth stocks. So growth stocks are more like stocks which we say are overvalued, like Tesla, Neo. Then there are REITs, like real estate stocks, and those are actually undervalued for now. And then there are other IT or blue chip stocks, which are Amazon or Palantir, you might have heard. So these are the stocks which are actually overvalued. And by overvalue, I mean that the fundamentals are not supporting their market cap at this moment. So people are still buying into them because they see a good future. And these are what I call growth stocks. And of course, they are long-term investments. They are not for trading. So I divide stocks into trading and investments. And by investments, I mean for long term. Just put your money and forget about it. And I mean, don't literally forget about it. By forgetting about it, I mean that you will see volatility, and we will come on to that. So volatility means the stock price will fluctuate, but you don't have to bother about it. What you should be bothered about is that you check onto your stock which you have put for longer period of time, that if fundamentals of the company changes, yeah, that means the business is changing. And I see many investors, and this is what I want to clarify here. I see 90% of the investors who are contacting me or who are in this Indian community are just putting the money into the stocks without so much of studies. I mean, they hear and they put, they hear and they put, and they are literally not doing all the fundamental studies like reading the balance sheet, calculating the evaluation, calculating the intrinsic values, knowing the business. If I ask many of the people that why you put money in Tesla, oh, it's a growth stock, EV is the future, that's it, nothing else. And this is what I am trying to educate. I mean, I don't want to literally offend anyone, but I'm really like I just want to help everyone. And this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. So please be careful. And then we have value investments. And by value investments, I follow Warren Buffett's philosophy and logic. So I do all the fundamental analysis about the companies. And by fundamentals, I mean reading their balance sheet, reading their cash flow statements, reading their income statement, knowing how the business structure is. My main principle is not to buy a stock. When I buy into a stock, I think that I'm buying the whole business. And this is how, I won't say I'm successful, but this is how I'm making money. That, let's say like this. And this should be everybody's mindset. Um, so this is what I call value investment. And by value investment, I mean that they are undervalued. Their market capitalization, their evaluation is not according to what it should be based on their growth, based on their revenue, based on their gross profit, based on their profit margins, based on their operation margins, and many other things. Yeah, if I talk about it, it can take hours. And then we have short-term and mid-term catalyst-based stocks, which are also like, it can be penny stocks or it can be great stocks, which we actually discuss in our also on our Patreon's family. So sometimes I give my analysis on some short-term stocks, which can really skyrocket depending upon the different catalyst or different incoming volume or reading the technical charts. So these are the four types of categories which are related in stock market in general. So moving on to the next slide, we have stock analysis. So like I said, there are two types of stock analysis: fundamental analysis and technical analysis. And by fundamental, I mean you literally evaluate a company. Don't put your money blindly into a company. That's why, like Balaji said, if you don't understand the stock market, simply put into an ETF. There are many amazing ETFs. If you guys want to know, I can just send you, yeah, or just visit my Facebook page. I post their ETFs as well, or just message me. Doesn't matter. I'm ready to help anyone. There are many amazing ETFs, and you can invest in ETFs. Like Balaji mentioned, do a savings plan. It's amazing. You literally don't have to worry about the stock price going up and down. You don't have to evaluate a company. If you don't have time, you have a family, then just put an ETF. I know many women, they are putting in ETFs and they are doing amazingly well. They are Indians housewives, and they are doing so great. And I'm proud to say that I'm really happy to know that when you know, a woman or a girl or a female is approaching me and saying that Abhi, I want to start investing, it really motivates me, honestly, because I see that they are taking over the control, and they are, that's a, and they have a really amazing mindset. Sorry for the sorry to say this to men, but I see that women have more open mindset, and they are less worried about the volatility of the market. And this is what is really amazing, and such people actually succeed. So anyways, yeah, so fundamental analysis are mostly based on cash flow, balance sheet, and income statement. These are the basics, of course. And we evaluate the market cap, we evaluate the company. So we evaluate means that we see that is this company worth what we are putting in at this time, or let's say, will this company be worth in 5 years, when we are putting the money now, depending upon the market. For example, Tesla is amazingly overvalued. Yeah. And any EV company, for that matter of fact, is overvalued. But we are putting the money depending upon their price, let's say, their future income, their future revenue. And when you calculate the fundamentals, you see, okay, in 5 years to 10 years, Tesla can make this much of money, which it should be producing now at this market valuation. And then you say, okay, I'm confident that Tesla will do, and therefore I put my money into Tesla now. This is what a general idea of investment is. So these are fundamental analysis. Then we have technical analysis, and technical analysis is more like reading the chart, reading the price movement, reading the momentum characters of the stock, like MACD, like RSI. So these are some of the technical analysis in which we just see the historical data, how the chart was performing, how the stock price was performing in the past, and comparing it with the present, and then deciding how it may perform in the future. So this is the technical analysis, and then we have fundamental analysis. So these are the two type of analysis which I generally do for my Patreons, and I do for my portfolio as well. So this is our Patreon's community. As you can see right here, this is our Discord group. And here we talk about everything: penny stocks, commodities, cryptos, ETFs, you name it, and we have it. And we have another guest soon after my session, which is who is Steve Khanna. He's amazing. He's a part of our Discord community, and I call him my brother. And yeah, he's amazing. So he's taking over the control all about cryptos and discussing his amazing experience in cryptos and commodities, and everything is discussed here. So we can move on to the next slide. So you can see that this is how we do the stock recommendations with the price targets and everything. And these are some discussion forums. You can see cryptos, and these are the groups. Yes, like we discuss everything about. We have different groups for penny stocks, value investments, growth stocks, cryptos, and this is one of the cryptos group or commodities group. And yeah, so as you can see right here, here is one of the stocks, CLBS, with entry price, entry date, exit target price, according to my analysis. And this is all about my Patreon's community. So this is how we are dealing with or helping people. And these are some of the results which our Patreons actually attained in a matter of 2 months or 3 months max. 137%, which is actually nothing. 1000% on Bionano, we picked up at 55 cents. And Foresight Autonomous, we picked up at 80 cents, and it even went to $10. So this is, I think this screenshot is older. And then if we move on further, we have much amazing results. So Balaji, next slide, I think is, yeah. So as you can see, different other stocks, 450% return, 830% return in one day. Then these are more. I mean, there are many other examples, guys. So these are the examples from December and November. Yeah. in January, we saw that the market had a dip. Not in January, but in Feb. So in Feb and until first week, we saw that the market had a dip. And there's a reason behind that, uh, that the market is facing this dip because of inflation. Yeah. And how? Well, now, last year, people were not worried about inflation because they had the money to spend only on stocks. Everything was closed, economy was closed. Nobody was buying houses or let's say cars, clothes, and stuff like that. So majority of the money, which is the principle is called velocity of spread. Yeah, the velocity of spreading the money was less, and the whole money was going on to the the stock market, right? So in that case, that's why that particular time in last year, the stock market was rising and rising, even though the economy was not performing so well. And that's why, sorry, Canton Nash said that trading 212 doesn't give you any charting tools. Actually, Canton, you're wrong. It does. I can send you screenshots later. It really does. It has all the tools. But anyways, so yeah, apart from that, we also faced now what is happening? So the money which was saved last year in the US alone, in the home housing, not the home treasure, they collected around $1.3 trillion. And so in that case, you see that the money was saved. Yeah, this much money was saved. And now again, they have produced, or they are providing $1.3 million trillion stimulus plan. And this will just put more money into the system. So what is happening, that the interest rate, US declared that the interest rates will remain low. So the interest rates remains low. That means people can buy, let's say it's an easy access to money, and they can, let's say, so when that means more inflation, first of all, and more inflation means the bonds yield becomes higher. And when the yield on the bonds become much higher, people tend to invest more money into the bonds rather than stock market, because bonds are like fixed, bonds are like really safe. If the company says that if you buy our bond, we give you 8%, let's say, it's okay, it's too much, but let's say 5% of fixed return in a matter of 5 years, you will get 5%. It's like taking a credit from putting your money in an FD, fixed deposit in India. Fixed return will be there on your bonds. And that's why when the interest rates are low, inflation increases, the yield on the bonds increases, and people tend to put more money on bonds rather than stock market. And that's what is happening right now. That's why we are facing the correction. When it was declared that the interest rates will remain low, um, then of course, and the economy is opening up, people are fearing that inflation may rise. And when the inflation rises, the yield on bonds rise as well. When the yield on bonds rise as well, people of course will tend to put their money on a much more safer investment, which are bonds with high yield. Yeah, and so on and so on. So just to give you a small overview that why the market is dipping right now, you might have seen your stocks going in red. And that's what I want to tell you guys. Don't panic. This is, uh, trust me, this is an opportunity to either just keep calm, don't buy if you don't have enough funds. But if you have enough funds, do some shopping. I mean, in stock market, not outside. And this is like really what I would like to tell you guys, that this is not the time for panicking. Bearish market is amazing, and a beer market. Can I somehow mute? This is quite, 1 second. Okay, so beer market is really nice, and beer market is good to get some more companies into your pocket. Yeah. And trust me, I showed this, I put a small video about NASDAQ, which is an index, US index, stock exchange. And you can see, if you can open on any, you can open yourself on Yahoo Finance and see the 5-year or 10-year chart. It has always been going up. The only way is up. So guys, these are the temporary, let's say, downfalls which every stock market, which every company will face in some time. And you cannot literally just see that you are going on an upside trend. So this will always happen, and it's natural and it's really effective for your portfolio. It's good because that's natural. If you see that the stock price is just rising and rising, the evaluation becomes unrealistic, and that's when people begin to fear. Because, for example, if you invest in a stock ABC and it's already overvalued, and people have so much high hopes, and it's just increasing and increasing, and suddenly Q2 report comes out and they say they missed the earnings, there will be a huge downfall because people expected a lot, and they over expected it, and then it was really, even though the company did its best, but it was all the expectations which made the evaluation so much, and then it crashed finally. Like, this is why pullback is good for the stock market. It's healthy. So yeah, that's all from my side, guys. And anyone who wants to ask anything can of course leave a message here. And if you are willing to join our Patreon's family, then please contact Balaji, and yeah, he will guide you how to do that. And that's it. So that's all from my side, and I hand over to my amazing Patreon brother, Steve Khanna.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thanks a lot. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Steve, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you, Abhi, for the praise, and Balaji for organizing this. You both have set the bar too high, so I have to be consistent now. Anyways, so let's start with cryptocurrencies and commodities. Uh, so I would like to highlight one thing. Balaji, can we go to the next slide, please? Yes. So with this slide, I really want to show everybody that how the commodities and cryptocurrencies have moved in the last 1 year. So you can easily see all the graphs, and you can easily spot that what has been happening in the last 1 year. These are the graphs, 1 year graphs of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then there are commodities like copper, nickel, uh, what is aluminum, and US dollar index. So you can see that all the commodities and cryptos have been rising upwards in the last 1 year. However, the last graph shows the US dollar index, which shows the downward trend for the last 1 year, although it spiked up in the last 1 week because the US 10-year bond yield increased. But overall, the trend, the long-term trend for the 1 year has been downward for US dollar index. So if we go to the next slide, we can see, okay, like these are the topics that we would be discussing. I would come to the US dollar index again in the next slide, but here, this is what I will be talking about. Like why shall we invest in crypto and commodities? Where can we do it? Like which platforms are available? And how can we do it? Like, okay, I think Balaji has proceeded to the next slide. Anyways, so why crypto and commodities? Why should we invest in this? So the basic reason is US dollar has been falling. Why it has been falling? It has been falling due to quantitative easing, the stimulus packages that we have been getting, not we, but the US citizens have been getting. A hell lot of money printing. I don't know, but many of you might be knowing that 20% of the US dollar that exist today were printed only in 2020, in year 2020. So that's a lot. So because of this, the money is losing its value. The inflation is increasing. We have to pay more price for the same amount of same substance. This is why the inflation is coming. This is how the inflation happens. So what happens that the price of commodities, metals, these things increase, the value of our money decreases. So this is why I am particularly or personally very bullish on cryptos and commodities, because these are kind of hedges uh, towards against inflation. Other reasons are that the reopening of industries. Now the reopenings have been happening for last few weeks. The vaccines have been coming in. More and more people are being vaccinated. This will create a huge demand of commodities, especially the metals, the industrial metals, and the precious metals as well. And then this will cause the rise in prices of commodities. You can see like we saw in the first slide of commodities and crypto, all the graphs were going upwards. So this is the reason people were expecting that the inflation would come, and they have been investing. If you look at the graph, the wheat also, it has been increasing. And when the basic thing like wheat, this is getting expensive, we can imagine. In fact, you can notice in your daily grocery bills also, it has been increasing for a while now. For me, at least it is. Uh, okay, then the second point, cryptos are independent of central bank policies. So our fiat currencies, these are like dependent totally on the central banks, like Reserve Bank of India or the Fed. In Europe, we have European Central Bank. But the cryptocurrencies are decentralized. They're not dependent on the policies of these institutions. Another reason, which if you're really interested in blockchain technology, it is revolutionizing the world. So you in a way are investing in this technology if you're investing in cryptocurrencies. The last reason is of course, for portfolio diversification, which is very important. We should diversify our portfolios as much as possible, and this is another way to diversify your portfolio and to play a hedge against any kind of mishappenings in the world. Balaji? Okay, great. So these are the available platforms on which we can trade commodities and crypto. These are just examples. I'm not advertising any platform here. All have their pros and cons. eToro, I just tried to summarize here in this table. So you, shall I go through all of them? I don't know. But eToro, for example, is the one that I trade a lot on. It has all the options: cryptos, commodities, ETFs, and mining stocks. So I think we will skip through it. You all can take a screenshot if you want and can try your hands on and decide for yourself. Oh, I think we have shortage of time, so let's go to the next slide. Okay. Okay, so opening an account for trading commodities and crypto, it's fairly simple. You have to go to the home page. Like it's a normal process. Go to the home page, sign up with your details, keep your information related with income, or with your income levels, in text number, contact details, etc. Just fill up the information, authenticate by confirming the email link or whatever, and then just deposit funds and start trading. You can make use of the demo accounts also, in which you do not have to deposit the fund, but you can just try it with the demo account. They give you some money, like 100,000 USD. Just try it for maybe first 1 month, and you'll get a feel of it. Here, I tried to just give you a look and feel of eToro. Again, I'm not advertising anything, but just how it looks. So, for example, here you can see on the left-hand menu, these are the buttons for different things you can do. You can see, you can add the stocks to your watch list. You can see your portfolio. There's a button at the bottom which says deposit funds. So it's like another trading platform. Next, Balaji, please. Okay, here, so this is important. This is the page of eToro which says trade markets. Here you can see all the cryptocurrencies, indices, commodities, stocks, and you can have a view on them all together in one page. if you click on view all, which is at the right side, you will be able to see all the instruments of that particular asset class, and you can trade them. If you go to the next slide, I tried to show you how you trade Bitcoin, for example, in a Toro. You just have to click on trade, and this window, this trading window opens up, and then you have to click on, you have to fill up the amount with which you want to trade it. You want to buy how much you want to buy, and then just click on open trade. It's very simple. And okay, this is very important, that how much exposure and weightage you should be giving to crypto and commodities. It is important to have it in your portfolio, but it should not be like, you should not dedicate your whole portfolio to only crypto and commodities, because they are quite volatile. It can get risky at times. So in my opinion, it should be in between 8 to 20% of your total portfolio, not more than that, and in fact, not less than that also, but altogether it should be between 8 and 20% at any given time. So I tried to just summarize a bit. 2 to 5% in crypto, 2 to 5% in gold, 2 to 5% in silver, and the same in other commodities altogether. Yeah. And here is a summary which depicts like why, what are the reasons to be bullish on these instruments, these asset classes. What will be the price targets for the next few years? So we're not talking short term here, but at least 2 to 5 years. What will be the price targets of these asset classes, and how can we trade them? How can we buy them? I would like to talk about gold and silver first. Gold, of course, we know that inflation, when inflation happens, gold prices increase. However, right now, because of the bond yields, they're going down. But in the long term, I'm pretty sure that this is like, of course, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm personally quite bullish on gold. The reason is, of course, inflation, and on a technical basis, there is a cup and handle pattern. But fundamentally, also all the geopolitical reasons, all the scenario, all the macro level scenario are creating a very bullish scenario for gold. On the other hand, silver, I'm even more bullish on silver. The reason is that it has to maintain the ratio with gold, which has to be, according to theory, 1:16, which is not justified at the moment. The reason is actually uh, the Earth's crest, the Earth's crest has 16 times more silver than gold. So the supply of silver is only 16 times more than gold, which should make it only 16 times cheaper than gold, which right now is not the scene. Other reason to be bullish on silver is its applications in industry. Right now, with the rise in EV sector and solar sector, which utilizes silver with huge quantities, silver prices will increase. Another thing is application in medicine, and the supply is getting shorter and shorter day by day. Nickel also is another metal which is being used by EV sector. Whale, if I don't know if you noticed, but Whale is the stock, is the mining stock, is the mining company that deals in nickel mining. And if you noticed, Whale is one of those 4 or 5 stocks that did not get impacted in the last 2 weeks correction, in the correction of the last 2 weeks. So in fact, many investors, many institutions had highlighted this company recently. Another commodity that you can trade in is uranium. There has been uh, there has been a spike in the global demand of uranium due to the increasing number of nuclear reactors globally. So right now we have 440 nuclear reactors around the world, but 53 more are in construction already, and more than 300 have been proposed. So you can check this mining stock also, which is Cameco. This company's stock has also been rising for a while because people are expecting that uranium will have a huge demand in the coming years. And you can have a look at the ETFs and mining stocks that I've listed here. You can check them for yourself, and you can invest with the help of them in these commodities. There's a huge upside potential, which you can see in the middle column. The price targets all have like more than 100% of upside potential, which makes it very bullish. Which makes us very bullish on these asset classes. Just for the technical people, if you are technical, I didn't want to go much into technical details of anything of these, but still, if you are technical, you can see on a long term, it's a very long term pattern. There is a cup and handle pattern on gold. The handle is still information. It's still information. It hasn't been created yet, but you can read about the cup and handle pattern also. It's a very bullish pattern, and it's going to surprise everybody in the coming years. Like the way the gold would explode. We cannot say if it's going to happen in the next weeks or months. It can take years, but for the long-term investors, it's going to be very rewarding. Oh, yeah, that was my time. You're most welcome for questions. Thank you.
I have only one question with this commodity trading. Okay.
Mhm.
See, basically, I have little experience in global trading. I used to trade in India. So there is something called mark to market price. So that means that, you bought, for example, one lot of copper, which costs, say, $50. And the next day, the market price goes to, $48. Then you have supposed to pay these $2 back to your broker as a mark to market price. Is it the same here, or is it that you're just buying it like a share? If it goes up, you gain money. It goes down, you lose money. Is that something like that? Or I just wanted to understand that.
Yeah, yes, you're right. That's a great question. So if you're trading futures, like direct futures, if you're trading the spot price, then you have to pay the daily fee also, and mostly the weekend fee also, and the fees of different brokers can be huge at times. You have to pay that fees. Uh, Also, when you sell it, like if you are a trader who sells and buys, who does both the things, sometimes you get the refund also when you sell. When you sell the commodity, you get the refund also. Even if you are losing, you get the refund, daily refund. Okay, that's with trading futures. You have to pay the fee or you get the refund. Uh, Instead, if you're not very experienced, if you are just a beginner, the better thing to do is to buy an ETF of that commodity or buy a mining stock or a company that deals or produces that particular commodity. Like I listed in the last slide, in the second last slide, there have been some in the last column. You can see there are different ETFs and mining stocks, which you with which you can buy these commodities. For example, rather than investing in gold futures directly, which is very risky because you have to put your stop loss also in direct futures trading. So instead of futures trading, you can go and buy some ETF. For example, there's GLD or GDX, or if you're interested in mining stock, Gold Barrick, Kirkland, and Newmont. Newmont has been one of the best performing mining stocks recently. So in the same way, for the other asset classes also, there are here, I've listed the mining stocks and ETFs. You can just buy them as any other stock or ETF.
So your recommendation is to go with ETFs or mining stocks rather than directly putting it into the futures and then paying up all these fees plus mark to market prices. Okay, thanks.
Yes, unless you're a very experienced commodity trader, it's always better to buy an ETF and just sleep over it. Yeah.
Okay.
Steve, I just have one more question regarding this eToro platform. Now, I'm not sure whether this is a German platform or it's an international one, because the problem being that if, for example, uh, you have profits, then how do you handle tax on eToro? Like, for example, for Scalable and Trade Republic, Balaji mentioned that you have to always give your tax ID at the beginning. And then Finance comes to know that you have some capital gains and they will deduct tax on that. So how does it work with Bitcoins and this commodity? stuff?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good at it. But I
Okay,
always
regarding the
file my tax
taxes.
returns. Mhm. Yeah.
Sorry, regarding the taxes, when you compare to other brokers like trading 212, you can request them to send a yearly summarized slip, how much profits you earned in the end of the year, or the total profits and losses. This will be more than sufficient if you give to a tax consultant, or else you can fill in particular finance sum and then submit to the finance sum. That's more than sufficient. Every broker will be issuing some kind of thing, but I personally haven't used eToro. Maybe still you can see if you get any kind of such receipt in the end of the year.
You
Okay.
can download account statement at any given time. You can download the account statement from from a Toro, and if you ask their customer service also, you can get it explicitly also. And I did this like last time, for example, I just downloaded the copy of account statement and I gave it to my tax consultant. I did not file it myself. So yeah, this is how I did it. I like I'm not good at it. I cannot file my taxes myself.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question.
But the question is the money or the gains you earned on commodities as well as bitcoins, which are like kind of decentralized, is also taxable in Germany. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes, it is absolutely right.
Okay.
If you buy physical gold, that is one thing which after 1 year is non-taxable. That is the only thing, and that is only valid for physical gold in form of jewelry or coins or bars.
But isn't it the same for crypto that if you keep it for an year and then sell it, it becomes non-taxable?
Yes, probably you're right. For not for I think not for all the crypto, but for Bitcoin. I'm not 100% sure, so so I would not comment on it. But probably you're right about Bitcoin at least.
Regarding taxes on bitcoins, even I'm not an expert. I never researched on bitcoins. I'm still a beginner, so I can't help you with the bitcoin taxes. But I can explain with you if you have questions on the stocks taxes or ETF taxes and other kind of stuffs.
Are there for you. This is also where like people can just come, enroll in the course, and
So, any other questions from your side, from audience actually? First of all, thank you to Steve and also Abhishek for giving a short overview about the US market, also commodities thing. I think that was a well summarized one for all the people to understand the possible options even. So if you guys have any questions, you can also shoot it over here. We have some more 20 minutes, 20 more minutes, then we can also help answer your question with the basic knowledge.
Are you guys based in Germany fully?
Yes.
Everybody who is owning this Patreon group, right?
Exactly. We all are based in Germany. So, but Patreon's group also open for also the people from US also. Anyone can join over there.
For our patrons group, we have people from UK, Canada, and States.
Wait a
Also,
minute. Europe hasn't changed at all, right? So let me put it this way:
Also
if you
from
want to
France,
trade, if you want to trade any of the EU stocks, that means something listed in Zetra, Stuttgart, Berlin, or UK, London, for that sake, they are still charging commissions, right?
depend which platform you're talking about for.
No, as far as I have researched, every single platform which you want to trade EU equities, you're going to be charged a commission.
Canton, this is Canton Nash, yeah?
Yeah.
Canton. So if you're talking about a German broker, then like Balaji explained, these are the fees from German brokers for EU stocks or EU commodities based on EU stock exchange. But if you are doing it with trading 212, let's say, which is UK based stock or some other stock, they are not charging any fees. It's commission free. They will only charge you the exchange rate, because if you opened up your account with dollar as your currency to trade, then you will have to pay in euros. That will be the only thing.
No, again, trading 212 is limiting all your equities available, isn't it? So does trading 212 let you trade in Zetra for Daimler, for that sake? Example.
Yeah.
It does, and they don't charge commissions for that.
Yes.
They of course they charge the spread, only the spread,
Yeah,
but
only the spread.
not
Yeah.
commission.
No
Yeah.
commission.
See, either way, they will make some money. They have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying
Come
to
on,
figure.
man. Come on. No one will
Yeah.
give you free of cost.
Yeah.
No, let me put it this way,
We do
right?
not have
The US
NGOs.
So let me put it this way. Robinhood here in the US has actually forced the rest of the retail brokers to go discount. Okay. So right now, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, nobody's charging commissions. Okay. So I just want to know, has EU improved at all in all the 4 years where I was away? And looks like it hasn't.
No.
Yeah.
Simple answer is no.
But we get nothing for free, right? The
Yeah.
spread contains a lot of fee, actually, which we do not realize. We think we're getting it for free, but they make a lot of money on spread.
Yeah,
No,
Kantan, I
depends
see
upon
that.
what you're trading, right? Right. Depends upon what you're trading. You're talking about long-term investment, then the spread doesn't matter at all, right? Because a blue chip large cap stock is never going to move. The volatility is going to be zero there, unless you're going to trade only CFDs, which is going to help you, just like options.
But
But
Kantan, but also on the other hand, for example, if you're trading, yeah, and if you're really, let's say, experienced, and like you saw that we earned like 1,000% return, then I don't think that any extra fees of maybe €5 or even €10 matters. So yeah, but like Steve said, there will be a spread. It doesn't matter if you're using TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, Fidelity, they will charge you the spread. I'm sure.
Let me
let's
put it
keep
this
it
way.
simple, guys. If you guys
CFDs
are
are banned
part
in
of
the
the
US.
if you guys are part of the patron family, nothing matters. And
That's a
I
good
think
one.
if you guys
So
just want to
there
get a
was
bit
some
more of
question from Samir actually. Samir also posted some question on Rainco also. Maybe the crypto expert, maybe you can say what is the best platform for trading cryptos and do obtain maximum staking rewards. Steve, can you help out answering this thing?
For the simplified, like if you want to make it very simple, then you can use a Toro. However, I do not recommend it for a long term. For a stable one, you can use Binance. It's a great platform. Others are Coinbase and Kraken, which you can use. Binance is a very stable platform, I would say.
I have another
Binance
question.
dot.
Sorry.
One second. Mohan said something. Us, we can use US. We can trade US shares in Germany. Yes, Mohan, you can. Many platforms provide this. Renuka, what is the best platform for trading cryptos and to obtain? This Steve already answered. Binance seems to be stable. Abhishek, how do you screen stocks for long-term investments? What factors you take into consideration? Sumer asked. So for long-term investment, Sumer, I do the fundamental analysis like I showed in the previous slide, in the stock market slide, that I'm taking many factors into consideration. The evaluation of the company matters the most for me. So meaning that is the company making, let's say, performing according to the market capitalization it has. And for this, you can take many factors like price to earnings ratio, price to free cash flow, price to sales ratio, price to equity, debt to equity. There are many factors. Depending upon the company's performance, you have to check different factors. You cannot only look into one ratio. There are many other ratios, but everything comes from these three things: income statement, cash flow, and balance sheet. That's all. If I'm investing with Scalable, AD asked if I'm investing with Scalable or trading 212 and register in Germany as of now, but then after 5 years, I decided to move out of Europe. Can you still trade through these accounts in India? AD depends. Trading 212 works in India, but I think German brokers won't work from India.
For scalable capital, maybe I can add up a small point here, B. I mean, it is still possible to trade in scalable capital as long as you have an account in German. If you're holding an account in Germany, then you can still trade from anywhere of any part of the world because all the money incomes and outcomes will be going into the same account.
Perfect.
Does ETFs has a fees? For example, if it is equal to mutual funds, there is something called entry and exit fees.
Exactly. You'll be looking into the factor called a total expense ratio for the fees to pay for the particular ETF. Additional to this, few of the brokers charge some money for purchasing and selling. As I said earlier, scalable capital, you don't pay even a single penny when you opt for the yearly plan. and you can pay buy n number of ETFs without paying any additional amount apart from the total expense ratio.
So again, yearly plan is equal to your SIP in India, systematic investment plan, something like that. Like every month you put 50 euros, 100 euros
That
into
is
one.
something similar to the savings plan what I'm talking about here. In savings plan, you can put monthly 25 or starting from 25 euros, you can open any kind of savings plan with help of ETFs. And as I said, every ETF also has something called total expense ratio, which must be paid to any kind of ETF, whatever you choose. Additionally, one must look whether the broker charges any kind of amount for buying this ETF. In scalable capital, in free broker, one savings plan is completely free and every month. If you're planning to buy an additional ETF savings plan with help of free broker, then you need to pay 99 cents. If you have 5 to 10 different savings plans, then you can opt for the yearly prime broker where you pay 35 euros and you don't need to pay any kind of something, any kind of additional amount for purchasing and selling it.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, Balaji, one question. We just always speak about entering into a saving plan. How can one exit? Like just simply close the saving plan, or give instructions to the bank that not to debit from this month, or how does that?
Yes. Yes, there is an option saying that you say that every start of the month, scalable capital debits amount from your own bank, and you can say that I'm stopping my savings plan. That's it. Then later, the plan will be already there. Let's say that you purchase for the 1 month, the 50 euros plan, then it will be always lying in the same thing. It will be growing, growing, growing. If you want to sell it, you can sell it and come out of the picture.
Okay, so you can also redeem it then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sumer asked, I will
Broker
rephrase
account.
my question. What tools do you use to do the analysis? Sumer, basic mathematics. That's what I use.
Okay, let me ask this question. What is the Patreon group now actually pitching? Like, it's just an educational group, or like, how is the Patreon group supposed to be interpreted by audience like us?
It's a money
So,
making machine. I'm not to be honest like speaking on someone's behalf. I'm a Patreon member and I'm speaking my experience. Not
Okay.
speaking on Balaji's behalf, not speaking on Abhishek's behalf. Just my experience. Of course, you guys need to have patience. It's not like something turning overnight. If you have patience, I'm pretty sure the kind of recommendations and the kind of analysis which Abhishek does, it's tremendous. I know people who have been investing in stock market since years, and they've never been able to see so good returns and such tremendous analysis, in shortlisting the stocks at the right entry point, which Abhishek has done. Of course, now in the last 1 month, we have seen the market has taken a U-turn. I mean, it's in the negative trend, so nobody can help it. But if the market is going usually, if it starts recovering, then you guys would really be surprised with the kind of gains that we have seen in the Petron group.
Coming back to Canton
that was
query.
that was over exaggeration.
No man, it's
No,
not
wait a minute.
over exaggeration. I can bet like people can make 1 month of their salary without doing much of an effort. It's
Okay,
just the
Parminder,
patience.
that's
No,
your
no,
love
wait.
speaking. But okay, guys, patrons is let's say I recommend stocks based on my analysis. I give the entry point and the exit point. But just like Parminder said, patience is important. So we are not taking everyone into this family. We are only taking people who are really serious and who have enough patience to see the red days and see their portfolio in minus, because this can happen. So, like you said, like you asked, what we do there, I recommend stocks based on my analysis. I'm not a financial advisor, so I recommend stocks based on my fundamental analysis or technical analysis. I give an entry point and an exit point. An exit point can be a price or a profit percentage. And I give some analysis in 1 or 2 lines or some detailed analysis. And sometimes we also give due diligence, like a small video for just patrons, that why this stock is good or what can happen. So something like this. And that could be a tool for everyone to also know that how a due diligence can be done. And also Steve is providing amazing information about commodities and cryptos on the Discord. And yeah, and like Parminder said, so he has been with me. I think he was one of the really early members, like Steve. and he started with really small amount, and he's doing amazingly well. But it's all patience. That's it.
See,
When setting
let me
up,
put it this way. Let me put it this way, right? When you say patience, it's basically the trading style of the person, right? And here's the next question for you. When you say that you are very, very careful in screening and selecting all these people in the Patreon group, I would like to know what is your screening process then? How would you know that the person willing to join is actually serious or not? Do we have any questionnaire to basically get the
no,
answers in a
there
while?
is no questionnaire. I talk with them, and sometimes I got questions like, Abhi, can we get a trial period? How much profit we can make in a day? Like, can we make 20, 30 euros per day? Such questions I'm not entertaining, because these
Okay.
are like really, so I just tell them that, please, Patreons is not for you. I join my hands, and I recommend them to get I can help them without Patreons. I'm helping people who are not in Patreons group as well. So it doesn't matter. But I only take people who have literally amazing patience, like who are willing to join with honesty, true heart, and not polluting the group, because this is what I don't tolerate, and I need kindness and positivity in the group. So these are the only basic human factors. There is nothing else. No knowledge is needed about the stock market, because I'm helping them. Everybody who knows or has a bit of experience about the stock market is helping each and everyone in the group. And these are the basic human like characters which are needed to enter the group. That's it. We don't need
Okay.
anything special.
Okay.
We have another question, which, sorry,
I
when
think the
set,
last question from.
yeah, I think this you can answer, Balaji.
I'm not very sure what kind of ongoing charges have you seen with it. I personally have not seen any kind of additional charges in the past 2 months. Maybe I'm missing something over here. I'm not sure if the person is still in the line. It's something from any guest. I don't know the name of the person here.
Hi, Anvit here. Yeah, so when I am setting this ETF and I click on the additional fees, it shows this ongoing charge. And this is different from the total expense ratio. I'm not sure. I cannot send a screenshot, but yeah, I have this thing image if I can share it somehow.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not able to find the same thing. I just tried to log into my account to check it out if I could find anything related to that, but I personally haven't seen that.
So
Maybe I can check it out. What I can do is
I see that only when I'm setting up the ETF. Yeah, only when I let's say when I go and yeah set it up. So it shows there might be some additional fees, and then yeah, initial charges and exit charges are 0, and then it shows ongoing charges as yeah it's 0.168% or whatever. It's per year.
Are you choosing any kind of ETF which is apart from the prime brokers like Invesco or Extractors or something like that? Because there may be some additional fees apart from these prime brokers. And do you also have a free?
No, this shows for everything. So I have the Prime yearly membership, and then this is for everything. So for iShares as well as Invesco or Vanguard, it shows for everything. It's yeah 3.3% or 0.1.
Okay, I can do it something. Sorry, I cannot help you to answer your question. Just leave me a personal message. I will get them answered from the Scalable Capital broker, because we have a direct tie-up with Scalable Capital. They do answer all our questions, what backend group people ask, or all the subscribers ask us. So we get a faster reply from the customer care. So I can get your question answered more.
I will do that. Thank you.
So we're just having 4 minutes of time. So I hope you people all got benefited from this session. Any more queries from your side, people? Okay, looks too little silent. Fine. Yeah, thank you once again, people, for all of them for taking your time on this Sunday. I hope you got educated a little bit from our basic experiences and same time. Sorry.
This is Rajita here. I just had one question. This was a very interesting session, but I would like to rehear it. So, will it be possible for me to access the recorded session?
Yes, we'll upload it in our YouTube channel in the next days, actually.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good then. then I think so we can wind up the session. Then we can have some more time on Sunday. Then have a nice week coming again. Then thank you all people. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, Balaji, bye.
Bye.
And tomorrow Sunday, bro.
For the people who would like to join the Patreon group, you can just leave a message to me or just connect with Abhishek directly through his YouTube channel. You'll be finding a link for it. There was someone asking the question.
I think everybody left.
There's some people living slowly. I think still few people are there. Okay, then let me also leave then.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Let's catch
Take
you
care.
later
Good
then.
night.
Yeah? Bye.
Bye.